such a day of celebration. NYA is all about community, a community of students, faculty, staff, parents, and trustees. It's particularly wonderful to be able to see everyone represented in this today. I look around and I realize why we on the Board of Trustees do what we do. Thank you for great work for all the classes. Our community works together towards a common goal. Our mission of developing our students into well-rounded young adults who will enter the larger community, not just their future college communities, but the larger communities where they live. Our mission is to prepare all of you to join the larger community, not just in college, but in the greater community, where your skills that you're learning with your great personalities make you well suited for today's world. We are able to enjoy this journey together on a classic campus, and thank you, Lisa, for ordering up the weather today, in a classic New England town with a faculty second to none. We have a long tradition of our dedicated teachers who form the closest of learning bonds with all of you, our students. For many years, though, our faculty's work was done with a great spirit, but not always in the most modern of surroundings. Our classrooms were dated, our labs were dark, our languages were taught without modern labs. But no matter what those conditions were, NYA always fulfilled and advanced our mission. As our school entered the 21st century, and with our bicentennial in sight, the school began a transformation. The great ship that is NYA, always on course to its destination, got a new captain, a leader to guide us into a new age. Peter Mertz, that new captain, has guided the ship with a steady, caring hand at the controls. Early on in my friendship with Peter, usually dew sweeping down the first hole of the Woodlands together, I always listened to his vision for our campus. He recognized where we could improve, and he always showed a vision for what we might be. After hitting in the water on one, he would come back to me and say, you know, I was looking at our middle school students crossing Main Street all over the place. And he said, wouldn't it be nice if our younger kids had a new center of learning, a well thought out space to enable our youngest members of our community to prosper? I said, yes. He looked at a muddy, slippery, sometimes unplayable ball field, and he said, wouldn't it be nice if our sports teams had a turf field to further the school's tradition of excellence on the ball fields? He looked at Russell Hall across the street, dark and maybe a little dangerous, and said, shouldn't we be transforming one of the oldest, most important buildings in the center of our campus into a true educational statement on our campus, proudly on Main Street for all to see? Once again, I say, sounds great. We're on the third goal. This is how much he's done. He looked at the science classes and labs and said, don't our students deserve a state-of-the-art science center where classrooms and labs help our students learn those vital skills in a much better environment, an environment with a modern mix of classes, labs, and experiential spaces fitting for our students. These visions and these initiatives do not just happen overnight. Much time and effort goes into planning, but the real challenge is how such improvements are funded. We are not a town or a city where if the leaders and community so choose, fourth grader? Where's Laura? Where if the leaders and community so choose, taxes can be levied to build a school or a field. An independent school is just that, independent. And our improvements only happen as a result of the generosity of many. The generosity of time and talent, and yes, of money. NYA has been blessed for nearly 2 centuries with many friends who believe in our mission, who have made financial commitments to ensure that NYA will continue to be able to meet our mission. Gifts of all sizes further that mission, but certain friends are willing and able to go beyond. We see their names every day: Russell and Curtis and Safford and Griswold, and my personal favorite, Savage. NYA has had countless friends for many decades. In this decade, in this century, a family has supported this school through a commitment of every aspect of our need for talent, time, and financial support. They have supported us like very few others in our history. This family has chosen to help us fulfill our mission in a very private way, never wanting public exposure, but that also means that they forego the opportunity to receive our thanks publicly. I know they are okay with that. They know that this school will always owe them a debt of gratitude that will never be repaid. I suspect, though, that every time this family sees a student excelling in class, or sees a wonderful piece of art, or a performance, or a success on the ball fields or courts, they have all the thanks they need. Our NYA family has made a request born out of watching our leader transform our campus for the last 10 years. The few of us familiar with this request said, of course. With all this background, I suspect that all of you will also say, of course. So today, we get to thank Peter Mertz for his leadership and vision for the past decade. What we also get to do, together as a community, is to be the first to congratulate him today and forever. Our Science Center will be named Peter Mertz Science Center. To take with them is to have a rendering. We obviously couldn't put it up on the Science Center for today, but this is what it'll look like, and over the summer the lettering will be done. By graduation, I'm told, it will be done. So Peter, congratulations. Thank you so much.
This not only has surprised me and shocked me. I was hoping that graduation to make an announcement of a completely different name up there on the wall, and I think a much more deserved name than mine. But I'm thrilled with this honor, and it is a very, very deep honor. And most of all, I'm thrilled with all of you here today, students in particular, about how gracious and how kind you have been to Mrs. Mertz and me today, and also through the years. And I love you all very, very much. Thank you.